Insofar as the tribunals are concerned, the tribunal is concerned, there was the GUM report had recommended, the GUM had recommended that there should be one tribunal with a principal bench and as many other benches to be located in the states. So that has been agreed. So there will be one tribunal with a principal bench. Small change was suggested regarding the naming of the benches to be renamed as state benches. So this was the major recommendation. The other thing is related to the constitution. The GUM had recommended one technical member, 50-50 basis, one from 50% from the state and 50% from the center, plus one judicial member. So there was a discussion and the modification suggested is that we can have 2+2. However, the decision making will be only with at most 1+1 or less than 1. So all the 4 will not sit. So this will allow both center and state to have a representative on the technical side and the equal representation for the judicial member. So these were the primary main recommendations, both of which with small modifications as mentioned, which have been accepted. Yeah, so it's only, with regard to the selection and search regarding the state technical member. How we do that drafting will have to be done. As of now, there is some as recommended by the GUM, some representation was given in the form of the Chief Secretary of the state concerned, where the bench is to be constituted. It was agreed that there should be more representation and all the members of the search cum selection committee should be from the state, including the judiciary from the state. So that's another modification.
Actually, the chair of the GUM, the Deputy Chief Minister of Haryana, had explained what is the advantage of having one tribunal with a primary bench being in Delhi and the states having the benches of this tribunal, and also making sure after discussion we did come to the point of the states having their member, the technical member also come in. States representation through the Chief Secretary who will be in the selection committee will be adequately taken care of. Not only the Chief Secretary, but also one other, either additional secretary or a secretary from the state would also be part of the selection committee of appointing in the state benches. The state benches selection, of course, will be with the Chief Justice of the High Court there, with the Chief Secretary and also the additional secretary who will be present, additional secretary or a secretary as the state would want. That is one thing. And second, the state will also be given the choice to set up benches in different parts of the state, depending on the population or depending on the total business which is being done, or in states like Northeast, where one bench would be sufficient for 2 or 3 states, or sometimes one bench is sufficient, but one bench further additionally to be for the sake of very far-flung areas. That decision will be left to the states and the group of states for the Northeast. And for states which want to have in some regions which are heavily business or industries activities are more, they can have also additional bench. So the decision of the number of state level benches of the tribunal will be left to the states. And of course, finally, the council will have to approve it. They may recommend, saying we want these, and this is the total number we need because of either density of the business or because of the far-flung area or any justification. The council will approve it. And therefore, the setting up of the tribunal in the state, the representation in these tribunals are all left to the states through this method. So therefore, the chairperson of the tribunal, GOM, said no interest of the state will suffer, both in reference to the representation and also in reference to the number of benches that they would want and the location of such benches within the state. And I think, therefore, with his, the discussions were a lot more interactive. For every issue raised, the chairman, who with his team had gone through in great detail, kept replying or clarifying, and therefore there was a good, materially rich discussion which happened. And this is where the decision has been taken, that there will be a central primary tribunal, and every state would decide on the number of tribunals, whose representation, and so on, subject to the council approving it all.